Hi, it's Michelle from the Bead Gallery. Welcome to our channel and thank you for joining us today. It is, I guess, Black Friday, and so we're going to be doing some fun things just to give you some ideas of what you can do with some of the things that we have here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sort of a carryover from the Facebook Live that just ended with the Mala Supply Showcase. Jamie wanted me to show how to finish off a cheap tassel so it doesn't fall apart on you. So the tassel looks like this. It is very basic. There is nothing on there. It's kind of hard to use actually. So I want to show you how to bind the top to make sure that it doesn't unravel, and also add a jump ring so you can easily hook it onto whatever you want, because right now there is pretty much nothing. So I'll show you how to sort of doctor this up so it is usable and not likely to fall apart on you. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you how to do, which is unrelated to our memory wire projects that I was going to show you how to do. So let's do this first, okay? Moving on over here. That would be this one. Here we go. Okay, so I have my tassel. And the first thing I'm going to do is open a jump ring and get it ready to hook onto the tassel, because I don't want to be messing around too much with it once I get started. So I'm going to open the jump ring kind of big because I want to hook it into the bundle at the top. Okay, if you look really closely, there is not a very large space to stick this jump ring in, and you want to make sure that you catch the entire top of the bundle. So what you do is you get a round nose plier and you poke it into where you think the bundle splits, like this. You might have to go from both directions. There we go. And we just want to create a little channel that the jump ring can go through and not be snagged around a lot of threads. Okay, so I'm going to poke it in from both ends and try to make a little channel for my jump ring to go through. This is why we want the jump ring to be open already. Okay, there we go. So you push it in kind of far, like this. And you want to create a nice clean opening like this. We even show you on this channel, we have a couple of instructionals that show you how to make a tassel from scratch, which may be easier than trying to doctor a cheap tassel. There we go. Here. So now I have my jump ring poked into that little channel there. And I think I have the entire bundle cut, so I think we're in business. There we go. Then I'm going to close the jump ring. Oh, thank you.
Debbie says hi.
Hi, Debbie. Okay. So now I'm going to get some, this is the first time I'm going to try this actually with this waxed polyester that we started carrying. I used to do this binding technique with waxed linen. The drawback to waxed linen is you can't burn it to secure the knot, like to secure your thread. So I'm going to try it with this. I've never done it before, so we'll see how it looks. I'm going to cut about a foot, maybe a little more than a foot, like so. And I'm going to bend it about 4 inches from one end. This. So I have a little U-turn here, and you also need a big eye needle, the stiff kind. This one here, not like a twisted wire needle. Okay. All right, so I'm going to bend this, lay it down over the section that is already bound with the U-turn, like on this side of the thing, away from the ring. Lay down the needle next to everything, and then I'm going to take the longer tail and wrap it around the bundle. Sometimes I forget how to do this, so it's really helpful to have a video online to refer to. Okay, because this thread is a bit thicker than the wax linen that I'm used to, I'm only going to go around maybe 5-6 times, like so. Okay, and then it helps to pop open the big eye needle with like a round nose plier. Here we go. Stand that up, and I'm going to poke the long tail into the big eye needle like this. So a big eye needle, when you look at them, basically it's two kind of thin, stiff wires that are fused at each end. So then it's like most of the needle is the eye, and then the two wires are just stuck together at this end and this end. So that's why it's got a big eye. Okay, so I have my thread stuck into my big eye needle now, and I'm going to just draw the thread through the channel that I created. Here we go. Like so. Okay. And then now we're going to pull the threads, the tails of the threads in opposite directions to tighten. This part is a little tricky. This. Okay. So you can use contrasting color, you can use a matching color if you want it to blend in there. But you want to pull kind of tight. And because the thread is waxed, it sticks and it doesn't slip very easily. So that's why when we use the waxed linen, all we would do is just trim the threads at this point and just leave it. And hope it holds, which it kind of does, you know, unless you pull on it really hard. But this will help keep your tassel stuck together and not unraveling with just the tie that was on there originally. Okay. All right, so you pull really tight, you tighten that really nicely, and then we can cut away the extra thread. This one, I'm going to try burning it with a lighter just to burn down my ends. I'm going to try not to burn my tassel. It's the first time I'm doing it because it's the first time I'm using the string to do this, so we shall see if that works. I think you need to turn off the air filter. Yep. Okay, so you want to trim it down to, I would say, about 1/8 of an inch. I want to try it just on one side and we'll see how that works, okay? So I'm going to have it come out to the side like this. Got my lighter. And you're just going to touch the thread to the side of the flame, melt it down, and then tap it like this. Okay, that was a little tricky because it is a little bit breezy over here. So, but at least it melted and I didn't set my whole tassel on fire. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of a longer tail this time. And let's try that again. You can actually use the thread zapper that we sell too, which is nice because that is no open flame. Maybe I'll recommend that if you are working in a windy area. So let's try that.
I'm looking for it. Here. I'll get it.
Debbie Tebow loves your pretty manicure.
Thank you.
I do too.
I chipped the thumbnail already because I was knotting a mala yesterday, and like I pressed so hard against it, it took off the tip of my manicure. I'm so bummed. It's okay.
And there's a Leanne from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, cool.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're having trouble finding the thread zapper, so I'm just going to hit this with the fire again.
Here, Michelle.
Yes. Whatever you do, don't set your tassel on fire. All right, so this is the thread zapper. I'll see if this is enough heat to be able to seal this thread here. Very easy to operate. So I'm just going to burn it down. Oh yeah.
Easy.
Easy. Okay, so I'll just tap the tip and kind of blob it up, and then we can smush it down. like so. Okay. Basically, you just want to melt the tip enough so you can squish it into the thread that's already there, thereby sealing your threads, and then it won't come apart. Okay, and there we go. We have upgraded our cheap tassel to something that is less likely to fall apart. You can always use like a contrasting color for the binding thread up here, because then you can add a little bit more to your design. You can match it to the color of whatever beads that you're using in your project. Okay, and then the nice thing is you can use a different color jump ring. If you're working with silver, you can use silver jump rings. And if you're using gold, well, this is a gold-plated jump ring here. Makes it easy to use. You can hook it on whatever finding you want now, whether it's an ear wire for earrings or a clamshell or a bead tip in a mala. Easy to use, and it's done. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. Now we're going to work with some memory wire. Moving on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to mess around with is this memory wire that is originally intended for rings. But you can use this instead of rings, which you definitely can make a ring with this, and it's fun. It's adjustable in size, and you can make lots of them for cheap. A lot of people use this ring size memory wire to do wine glass charms, like identifiers. So if you're having a party and you have stemmed glasses, then you can use this to identify different people's glasses by just using different colors or something that makes these different to make them individualized. So to use memory wire, now you never ever want to use a jewelry cutter to cut this stuff. Don't ever do that, or you're going to be very sad. We have memory wire cutters. You can also use like flush cutters, like double flush cutter type of things, but definitely not jewelry cutters, because you're going to dent the blades, because this is steel wire and it has been hardened to the point where it keeps its shape pretty much no matter what you do to it. So memory wire cutters look like this. I'm not going to cut it because these are pre-cut. So to use memory wire, basically all you have to do is turn a loop on one end with your round nose plier, grab the tip of the wire with your plier and roll. And you do it in a couple of small motions like this. Okay, so that's a loop, and that keeps your beads from falling off. You can also hang like a little charm from the loop with a jump ring. So a couple of Black Friday specials. These are some gift things that you can get if you buy some of our Aloha bead mixes this weekend only. You actually get some memory wire for buying a mix or two, and you can get some bells if you buy even more mixes. And here's what you can do with them. So we got a jump ring. Open the jump ring, hang your thing. Now, if you are 5 minutes before your party and you're rushing to make these wine glass identifying charms, all you have to do is, let's not mess with the beads. Let's just get a different color bell on each one, and then people can hook it onto their glasses. Very easy. But if you have more time and you want to make it fancier, then all you have to do is get some beads. This is one of our bead mixes that we just put online. You can just get, if you want, you can bead the whole thing. If you don't want to bead the whole thing because you're running out of time, you can just grab a few choice beads. So let's do that. Let's see. And all of these mixes, they're very random. So, you know, you can be really creative with what you find in them. Okay. All you have to do is just get some things on there. Let's put this on there. That's fine. So you can choose to bead the whole ring, or you can just do a section and leave the rest kind of free moving. Okay, so I'm just going to do maybe 5 beads on here. That's like some seed beads and some glass beads. It's a smaller space than I'm used to working with. I hardly do things with teeny little rings like this. Okay, and then if you want to keep your beads from falling off the other side, then all you have to do is turn a second loop on this end with your round nose pliers. Okay. And that's pretty much it. You have your little wine glass charm here. And you can make them in all different holiday colors, and I think that'd be super cute. Here we go. Okay. And if you wanted to make these into rings, all you have to do is probably string just like the littlest beads on there, like the 11 seed beads, and then put one like focal in the middle. That'd be kind of fun. And then you can wear it on your finger after you turn loops on both ends to keep the beads from falling off. Okay, so that is your memory wire rings. And now I'm going to move everything over just a little, and I'm going to show you, Jamie wanted me to see if I could make a Christmas ornament. So we're going to try making a Christmas ornament with memory wire. This is a bracelet size memory wire. And so we have some ceramic beads. I'll need a jump ring. Okay.
Size?
I think I'm good. Okay. Excuse the dirty workspace. Okay, so I have to cut some memory wire for this project here. So I'm going to use this cutter. Can I use this cutter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, and for this one, normally when you work with memory wire and you want to make it into a piece of jewelry, you're going to want to cut a minimum of a coil and a half. So that's one coil all the way around, and then at least half a coil more, so it wraps and it overlaps a lot around your wrist, because if you move your hand quickly and you don't have the ends like overlapping enough, your bracelet can fly off. I seen it happen. Not a good look. If you wanted to put a clasp on the end of your memory wire to make it more like a bangle, then you can go closer to exactly one coil worth. But if you're just going to wear it without a finding, you do want to make it at least a coil and a half. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to start from the middle of my project. So I'm just going to have a bead stopper just in case I want to center a design and have lots of beads on each side so my beads don't fall off. Now we have these very cute ceramic beads here. I have a Christmas tree and I have a snowman. So I'm going to choose one or the other. And they're drilled closer to the top like this. So they hang kind of low like that. So that makes it hard to use as like a bead. They're not drilled through the lengthwise, through the shape. It's drilled through the tip. Oh, I think I like the Christmas tree better than the snowman. So we're going to use this. But the snowman, he's cute. He looks like this. So you can do both. These are so cheap. Okay, so we'll just pick some beads to go with our Christmas tree. Like this. And I think I'm going to go up the sides of the hoop, a lot of it with some size 6 seed beads here. So I'm going to do a design where it's like mainly focused on the middle, the bottom here. And we're going to have some beads. I use these miracle beads because they're shiny. Okay. So we'll come up with a pattern really quickly. And you want it to be kind of big so you can see it on your tree. Like this. And then you can match it to whatever your tree theme is. Like if you have a theme and you would want to do certain colors, then you can match the colors to whatever your theme is. Okay, then I'm gonna string some seed beads on either side to cover up some of the wire. I'm just gonna do an alternating pattern of red and white because then it looks like a candy cane. And I didn't practice any of this, I'm just making it up as I go.
Fun.
So you can too. Okay, let's do some on each side. So if you're worried about lifting up your hoop and your beads falling off, You can put the bead stopper on one side while you work on the other. Then it'll be easier. Just gonna go here and poke my beads on. Okay. There we go. Ooh, that's kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to put some on this side. There we go. Candy cane beads match my fingernails.
Mm-hmm. Holiday festive.
Yes, that's what I was going for. Okay. Let me see. Are we about even? I have 8 red. I have 7 red on this side and 6 on this side. I'll go add one more set. So there'll be a little bit of wire exposed, but it's okay. Okay. Here we go. So I have 7 red on this side, 7 red on this side. I figure that's pretty same. Okay, and now I'm going to just turn some loops on this. The tricky part is I'm going to try to turn the loops so that they are perpendicular to the plane of the curve. Okay, so not in the same plane. I think I can. So we're just going to go like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. And you can make these loops fairly generously sized. So not too small at the tip of the round nose plier, but more like the middle. Okay, so I have my loops turned here. If they need a little bit of squeezing to be closed a little bit better, you can get a chain or a flat nose plier. Okay. This memory wire is the lighter one of the 2 that we carry, so it turns fairly easily. Okay. And now I'm going to use a jump ring to hook my 2 things together. Oh, I should have made it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to use my memory wire cutter. Here. I want the 2 ends to not be overlapping like this. I want them to be a little bit farther away from each other. So when I hook the jump ring on, there's still a little bit of tension in between the 2 ends. And I totally forgot to pay attention to that, so I'm going to cut that. And let's roll another loop, because I need the practice. Okay, let's do that one more time. And you're never going to be able to turn the loop in just one turn. It's always in small motions. Okay. This. Okay, so there's a little bit more space. That's what I want. Okay, and then we're going to just use a jump ring to hook the 2 ends together. And then I was thinking I want a fancy star in the middle of my ornament. So it hangs in the loop like so, because we all need a little bit more bling these days. I'm going to just make sure that the jump ring fits on here. And it doesn't, so I'm going to have to use those, but that's okay. Okay, so this is a pinch bail. Here. Pinch bail, it works exactly the way it sounds. It pinches into the hole of the crystal. There's a very teeny loop at the top. Not exactly what I wanted, so now I need a couple of smaller jump rings so I can attach it to my bigger jump ring. That actually might work in the end better than what I had planned, so I'll just roll with it. Okay, so to use a pinch bail, sometimes you have to adjust the angles of the legs that are pinching into the hole. Okay, so we're going to make them more so that they meet like this rather than like this in the hole of the bead. And I have my Swarovski star, and I'm just going to pinch. You can even use your fingers because this is very thin stuff. Pinch it right into the hole like so. Well, that was easy. And it goes like this. So I'm going to hook the 2 ends of my memory wire together already. some 18 gauge plated wire.
Sure.
Okay. Just like this. It's not so important that I hook on my star just yet because it did not fit on that ring. So we can just attach it after. Okay. So I have some oval jump rings that are a little bit smaller and thinner. So they'll fit easily into my pinch bail circle. There we go. And I want to make sure it hangs inside the memory wire circle. Okay. Well, that's excessive. Okay. I probably would have used slightly smaller jump rings here so that they show less, but that's what I had. So for design-wise in the future, I'd use a smaller jump ring here. Okay, so you wonder, how are you going to hang this on your Christmas tree now because there's just a jump ring here, right? Okay. You can hide this area with a ribbon too if you wanted to tie a bow and make it more festive. So we're going to make a hook to hang it on your Christmas tree, and that will be the last thing I show you how to do today because I think my time is coming to an end, at least this session anyway. So I'm going to show you how to turn a hoop, which will be very, very similar to a ear wire type of hoop. This is going to be with 18 gauge brass wire. You can use, something like copper, whatever you want.
Is it too heavy for earrings?
Yes, it's too heavy for an earring.
I saw you making it. I had to run out. I was like, that thing's so cute.
All right,
But
so
maybe-
I'm going to turn a loop on one end, and it's just, this is how you make an ear wire with this 6-step wrap and tap that I have here. Okay, so I'm just going to turn a loop like so. I use a second step. I just want a small loop. Okay, it doesn't have to be super big. And then we're going to use, probably because your Christmas tree branches might be on the fat side, I'm going to try to use the biggest step, and we'll see if that's big enough. Yeah, probably. Okay, so you're just going to put it opposite this curve. So the loop that I just turned is curving this way. Now I'm going to turn a hook this way, like so. I probably wanted that to be bigger, but that's okay. I'll just stick this on a very small branch in my Christmas tree. Okay, so if you wanted to stylize it, like say you were making an earring, you can actually, shape it so it has like a nice, so you have a nice like curve to it. So we're going to pretend this is an earring and not a Christmas tree hanger. There we go. So we can make it curve out like this. Okay. So there's your ear wire that you can use like a Christmas tree hanger. Of course, you want to hammer this on your bench block just to harden it. Okay. I didn't think I was going to be using a hammer and a bench block, so we don't have it ready, but we're going to go get it for you right now while I clean up my mess over here. Okay. So a couple of tips when you're doing this for your memory wire and you want to make something like a Christmas tree ornament. Okay. You can hang whatever you want in the center. I just chose a very gaudy Swarovski crystal star. You can just hang whatever beads you want in the middle and that'll still be cute. Okay, but I do want to harden my hanger because it's only 18 gauge wire and it's going to be holding something very heavy. You can actually use something thicker, especially like if you make your own Christmas tree ornaments and they're big or they're chunky or they're heavy. It's good to make your own hangers for them. Okay, so all you have to do is if you want to just harden it, you can hit it on the bench block with the plastic hammer. That will harden your wire without flattening it. If you want to make it more fancy, you can use a metal hammer. This will also harden your wire. And then you can hammer it in strategic areas I think also that hammering it with a metal hammer hardens the wire faster than hitting it with the plastic hammer. Okay, so if you want it super like work hardened, then go in with your metal hammer. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's hit it a little bit more with the plastic hammer. And I think we're good. Because this is not an ear wire, you do not have to deburr the end because it's not going into your ear. If it was an ear wire, you would have obviously either want to file the tip of the wire. You don't want to use brass because I don't think your ear will like it. And you're going to have to keep a few more things in mind if you were going to use this to wear, but you don't want to. So here's the hanger. The loop opened up a little bit when I was hammering it, as is expected. So you can just roll that shut again. And then if you want to hook it onto your ornament, all you have to do is swivel it open like this. And I'm going to hook that on there. And you can bling out your tree this holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go.
It's
It's a giant Christmas earring.
That is a neat.
Okay, so let's go back to me and I will say goodbye. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those couple of projects today. That's fun with memory wire. It's a fast and easy medium to work with. Obviously, you don't want to cut it with your jewelry cutters. We cannot stress that enough. But in other respects, it's very easy to use. It's very inexpensive. You can string all kinds of fun little goodies on it and, you know, do whatever you want. You can make bracelets, rings, earrings. We even have a choker size for necklaces. And, yeah, just have fun with it. We do have a couple videos on this channel in case you want to see other projects that we've done. I know we have an earring or two, and you can just do bracelets and go crazy with multi-wrap bracelets with these. So I hope you had fun with me today. If you did and you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell next to the subscribe button so you'll receive notifications when we come back on live, as we like to do, because we love to show you guys new things and give you inspiration. If you already know how to do stuff but you need some ideas, we are happy to share them with you. And so, yeah, come join us again. We'll be back doing some other fun things soon, so we hope to see you again. Until then, please live, love, and create, and we'll see you.